Hey, we back, guys. We back. All right, guys. Please, if you've been listening to the story, it's criminal for you to keep this to yourself, guys. So, it's been amazing so far. Let me know what you think. We're gonna jump back into it now and see how we can complete this real quick. So, all right. So my guest is in, so I will just bring him in and please share. Get your friends to join and let's do this together, guys. All right. Fantastic. We back. Okay. All right.
My
Can you
brother,
hear?
sorry, I'm
Can,
trying
can you
to.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, bro. I'm just trying to charge my phone so it doesn't.
No worries. No worries at all. Okay. So we were talking about Avo and you did complete, tell, telling us how it started and also the fact that it's an ingredient to the bigger purpose you're trying to build. So
That's right.
now that Avro is in place,
Yeah.
you went on to set up another company in the UK. Again, is this your yo-yo hustler spirit? You just cannot touch the ground. You bounce into something else. So yeah, talk us through that, sir.
So I had already actually set up the UK company before Avo. So Avo is
Okay.
a part of Oliver Mead Limited. Oliver Mead
Yeah.
is the parent company of Avo in Nigeria, and
Okay.
I have another Oliver Mead. I am the director of another Oliver Mead company limited in the UK. That is just the company I use for my consultancy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Apple is a product of Oliver. So that the one in the UK was created or started before um,
Okay.
Apple Finance started. Yes.
Okay. So now I'm tempted going back to Avo. I'm tempted to ask about your experience. So
You don't
people
want me to,
want.
I don't want to discourage you from coming to Nigeria.
No, again,
I'm
we've
just
got to
joking.
we've got to
I'll be
set it
honest.
up.
I'll be honest with you. Don't worry.
Fantastic. I'm going to have a Bible to say that. I swear that I will be. Now, everybody, as you know, talk is cheap.
Yeah.
Ideas is like £2 or 50p on the shelf. Everybody has ideas.
Yeah.
But you're a person that literally you don't just have ideas. If God mistakenly puts an idea in your head, you are going after it.
Definitely.
Now, when you set up Avo, what was the experience starting a company like that in Nigeria? And what was your ongoing experience, as in how it was accepted? Did you have low points? Just talk us through a bit of that, just so we get a balance of what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
So at the time when we started, the market was ready for us. Market was ready in terms of from the consumer's perspective.
Hmm.
So the consumers were ready for that kind of product, which was fantastic. Now we needed the infrastructure to create a product that would reach, that would be able to get to our consumer. How do we get that product over to the consumer?
Yeah.
Was was what we were working on at the time.
Hmm.
So we face quite a lot of challenges. I mean, the operational cost of running a business in Nigeria can't be compared to that of the United Kingdom. So
Yes.
it depends on how you want to look at it. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at it from a human resources perspective,
Yes.
of course, it's more expensive in the UK. But in terms of running of the business, the day-to-day electricity, internet, those things
Yes.
are very expensive in Nigeria.
Yes.
So and also to get good quality team. To putting the team together was my biggest challenge, and it's still
Wow.
still today. I still struggle every day because everybody in Nigeria is a potential entrepreneur.
Oh
That's
my
the
God.
Everyone in Nigeria is a potential entrepreneur. They
Hmm.
don't want to work for anybody. They are not happy working for anybody except you pay them a premium. Only a very few
Hmm.
are willing to be committed to your business. Even those ones that are committed, they are still looking on the side for another side also. So the commitment is different. And when I came in, I mean, coming from UK, where if you're being paid to do a job, you do it well to the best of your ability. You don't need to be
Absolutely.
told, you don't need to be reminded. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You don't need to be
Yeah.
called, you don't need to be reminded. So, coming to Nigeria, it was a different ball game. It was a different experience for me. Of course, I'm grateful I have some very fantastic people in my team, but not all of them. Over the past 2 years I've started this business, I can tell you that maybe 20 people have been and gone.
Wow.
In terms of the people that have left the business. So you can tell in 2 years.
Wow.
Actually less than 2 years. So people coming in. Sorry, 1 second, please.
No worries.
So look, please, let me tell them. Let me tell them that guys, I'm on the call. I'm on the call. I'm on the.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. So, those are one of the challenges that we faced, in terms of, building a team was quite challenging for us. Running the business was very expensive and it's still very expensive. Getting the right infrastructure to build the product also, was a challenge, and it's still a challenge to be able to reach, because what's happening now is we are almost serving or
Yeah,
servicing
I
the
can hear you.
same we're almost servicing. My wife is saying something there.
You smell. Oh, you said you smell nice. Can you go
Can
to
you
mommy?
imagine? So we're
Go to mommy.
Father's Day.
She's giving you all the preps. It's Father's Day, so enjoy it.
Yeah, we faced quite a lot of challenges, but one thing kept, something I'm so lucky that I have very, dependable people around me also, some good guys in my team, that have been with us from the beginning till now. Some of them joined later, we were quite lucky, but, you have to be prepared for those challenges when you're coming to set up a business in Nigeria. Trust me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So based on your experience, for people who want to walk your path,
Yeah.
bring knowledge transfer, coming from another country, what's the best strategy to putting roots down business-wise in Nigeria?
Pay a premium for your team. Don't try and cut corners. Get the best people. Work with the best people. Don't come in with the mentality that labor is cheap in Nigeria. Just come with the mentality that I'm coming to set up a business. Get the cream, the best of the best to work for you. They are not cheap, but you get more value from them, and you'll be able to scale faster. Because if you start with the way I started thinking, I'll just pay them 100,000, 200,000, and all of those kind of things, underestimating. Of course, you get people, but you get what you pay for. If you want to set up in Nigeria, pay a premium, get the best guys. Most of these guys that have come from diaspora, even Nigerians in Nigeria, but have the experience. They charge. They charge a premium. So be ready and willing to pay them. If you have that, your problem is out of.
So now, have you had any points? Because I know your story has gone from the UK to Nigeria and all of that. Have you had any point just thought, you know what, I just want to go back to the UK? I can't deal with this.
Nah. I'm a very determined guy. When I want to do something, I have to see it through before. It's either I fail or I win. So I don't give. That I fail or I win. So for me, I'm here for a purpose. I have to, fulfill that purpose. I have to complete my job here. Then if God decides to take me elsewhere, I'm happy. But for now, until I complete this, I won't be faced. I'm not faced by anything. Teams came to my house about 3 months ago in Nigeria. Wow. That is something that would scare another person. I'm going back to London, blah, blah, blah. For me, I'm not going to go. I would complete. I still live in England. Don't get me wrong. I still live in England. So when I'm permanently in Nigeria, but I'm not going to let things like that scare me. You know what I'm saying? Until I conclude and I complete why God has brought me in.
You are the true embodiment of the hustle spirit. Like hustle continua Victoria Sata. Now, so in all of this, leading on to the corporate social responsibility side of you, because I know that fast track into COVID and when all of this started, you started a wonderful platform called Feed My Street. Hello. Network is not going to get up on us now. Wow. Maybe we've said too many things about Nigeria and the network is now beginning to. Guys, let me know what you think. If you have questions, Sandra, I see you. Dele, Ovie, I see you. Good to. Can you let Chinelo in? Absolutely, we can. Cool. Just 1 second. I'm going to try to see if my guest can come back in. But in the meantime, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Do you have any questions? We'll be rounding up in a couple of minutes. If you have any questions, please put it on the chat. I'm trying to look through to see. I know that great stories have people listening more than asking questions. But what do you think about the whole thing so far? You know, a man of purpose. You know, like I said to him, it's quite rare to see people who money is no more the problem. Then you know, they see money as a pedestal to their purpose, as against a purpose is a pedestal to money. My battery died, but okay, cool. So, do you want to use? If you can hear me. Do you want to tell me what phone you want to use so I can let you in? Should I use Chinelo Bally's phone to get you back in? All right. So okay, cool. I don't even know what's going on here. It's all right, cool. All right, cool. So I'm gonna use Chinelo's phone and get you back in. Everything okay. Cool. With Chinelo's phone in Chinelo. Okay, my guest is gonna be back.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Nothing is gonna stop us. I know. Nothing is going to stop us from finishing this story because I think that it's quite key. So just for people who are joining in, we've spoken about how you started. You've spoken about your failures when you started. You've spoken about school. You've also spoken about how you got onto Avo Finance, which is a credit finance solutions company offering credit and financial assistance to the underbanked, people who cannot approach the traditional commercial banks based on their status, and you're helping to solve the solutions to kind of allow them pursue their dreams.
Yes, sir.
Now we were just going into the corporate social responsibility part of you, which again ties into the purpose thing you've always spoken about, because now I understand when I saw that on Instagram, now I understand where it's coming from. Because again, you saw a need and then you jumped in with this time. You didn't jump in with everything. You put a mask on and you jumped in. So tell me how this came about. Feed My Street and the other great things you guys did.
Okay, so with the Feed My Street, we started doing the lockdown. Because I knew at the time when the coronavirus thing started in Nigeria, I knew it was going to affect the public, the general public, because people survive on daily income in Nigeria. So I told my wife and my sister, I said, I feel like the only way to solve this thing from really affecting people's livelihood, at least, for me really affecting people, is for us to do create an initiative, sort of like a Feed My Street project that would, because I believe if everybody in Nigeria, every decent guy that makes a bit of money in Nigeria, can feed people on their street, the poor people on their street, we shouldn't have any poor person in Nigeria. Because it doesn't cost much. If you support, for example, if I support people on my street, then why should people be hungry on my street? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So,
Yes.
you know, I told, and they said, oh, that's a good idea. So we said, all right, we'll start it on our street and then we'll encourage our friends to join. So we started it, and then, you know, before we knew it, a lot of our friends started doing it, and then we started to take it around that area, feeding our street, and even some of my friends are supporting my, the movement, our movement, you know, feeding people on our street. And by the time we completed that project, because we only wanted to do it for the period of lockdown,
Yes.
we were feeding at the point 10,000 people every day.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
10,000
Wow.
people every day, collectively, you know, which was just my own initiative. So I was doing it in different places. My sister was doing so collectively we were doing 10,000 people a day, which for
Wow.
me, you know, yeah, was very fair, because I believe for us to solve the problems of poverty in Nigeria, we all need to join forces with the government. We cannot leave them to do it. I have something I can give. Everybody has something they can give to support the poor. Okay, our governments are failing. Should you leave your neighbor to die because government is failing? If you are complaining and complaining, are you telling me that there's nothing you can do to support that guy that is suffering on your street? No, come on. Give them on. I then realized that you can actually feed somebody in Nigeria with 1,000 naira in a day. The person will eat 2 or 3 square meals, at least twice in a day. 500 naira can feed one person, feed somebody breakfast. 500 naira can feed them dinner. So if somebody is eating twice a day, it's better than nothing. So, and I know a lot of
Absolutely.
people can actually do that. So that was why we started it, and it went well. But I still think I'm still trying to push this more, because I believe that is private sector, the general public, and the government. We need to collaborate to work together for us to see any meaningful change in Africa. The government has failed us. That's okay. Should we fail ourselves?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So that's why we started this feed your speed challenge.
I see the passion at which you were speaking about it. And I knew that as we were leading on to Feed My Street, I knew I was going to touch a chord there. Because for me, for all you've done, this is about, it almost feels from what you're saying, I could be spectacularly wrong with this, but it almost feels from your passion and how you've delivered this that Feed My Street is almost nearer to that purpose you want to hit. Much more than the money-making things you do.
You're a mind, you're a mind reader.
Because, and that for me confirms, you know, what you were saying. Again, you know, you could spit out a good story and say purpose and all of this and that and that. And when it comes to putting your money where your mouth is,
Exactly.
you know, people disappear. So,
Yeah.
in your experience with people, whilst you were doing this fit the street thing, what would you say your biggest takeout was from it, other than the obvious of, you know, the great thing you've done in terms of being a solution to them at that time? What would you say if you were going to put a book of memoirs and you were going to talk about the Feed Your Street project, which you did, what would be the biggest impact on your mind that you will take out or you will talk about?
There's quite a lot, but one of the memorable things that stuck up for me was I realized that sometimes we are our own problems. And, you know, we are not, the government is not always, because the people are the government.
Yes.
We make up the government. So the major problem we have in Africa is not essentially the people that we vote in. The people that we vote in are us. We are all the same. We have a mindset issue in Nigeria, and that became very clear to me, because what I felt was our problem before I started was different when we started. I encountered a few things. I mean, where people have entitlement mentality. We were giving people food, and so people will be coming to us. Somebody that is hungry will be coming to us and say, yeah, how can you give us bread? Yes, I think give us bread today. We don't want bread today. We want something else. This is not your money.
Oh, sorry. No. Somebody was saying you're very correct. Hannah was saying you're very correct. Mindset.
I'm telling you, we have a mindset. See, if you want to know how they think in a country, look at the way they drive. Look at the way they drive. If you come to Nigeria, honestly, one day I told my, I said, if you want to know, if you go to a country, if you go to England, I see the way they drive in England, you will see they're very conservative because they wait for you to pass. They will do,
Yes.
Go to India. If you go to India, I see the way they drive.
Hey, network. Oh my God. All right, quick shout out whilst the network is Victoria. Virtuous Kelly, thanks for joining back. Hannah, I see you. Laprominter, I see you. Fitz, I'm sorry, Knights. Sam Hammersley, I see you. Good to see you, bro. Really good to see you. Please wave if you're still in. Bamzi, Labera, Kadera, Richie Mama. Thank you guys. I'm going to try logging back in and see. Okay. This is going to wrap up in 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere, guys. But this has been beautiful, really beautiful.
I guess I need to hold this thing now.
Don't worry. We will get to the destination one way or the other.
I'll come and join you. Yeah, go and greet and show you.
All right. I know again, today is Father's Day, so your feet should be up completely and you've been pampered, but I'm taking out of your time. So I appreciate that. Yeah. If she wants to sit on your lap, it's fine. Let's do the interview together. It's all good.
It's okay.
So you were saying about the mindset and somebody asking you why you're giving them food, the same food every day, and all of that. Yeah. So that was where you stopped. If you want to continue.
So some people would ask us, why are you giving us the same food every day? And some people that we, baby, please go and meet your mommy. So, because she's got this. Hold on, please.
All right, guys, it's Father's Day, so this is what it means to be a father.
I know. So some of them would ask you, just why are you giving us the same food? Give us something else. We can't be eating rice all the time. And I felt like, this is not a government agency. We're trying to solve the problem for you here. And also you come across people that would are just plain jealous about what you're doing. Instead of them to join forces with you to be able to solve the problem of of Nigerians, they just would start say, oh, he's doing it for politics, he's doing it for this, he wants to join politics, that is why he's doing it. It's not okay. Let's assume I'm trying to do it for politics. Are we solving a problem? Yes, join forces. Yes. And you see, the Bible says that one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000.
Absolutely.
If we are going to come out of this poverty, if we are going to bring people out of poverty in Nigeria, we need to work together. Try and look at, if we don't have the capacity, and you see somebody that has the capacity, support them. Don't discourage people. So I discovered, and I also discovered during this period that because you're doing something good doesn't mean people will support you. So you have to be very prepared. You have to be prepared. In fact, those that you think will support you are the ones that will go behind your back and start to say stuff about you. So don't just look unto God and do what you want to do. Let your conscience just fulfill your honesty. Otherwise, you'll be frustrated.
Wow. Because on looking from Instagram, you will think that it's a no-brainer. You guys don't.
Yeah.
You guys don't have food, and then we're providing a solution for you, and then here comes the entitlement.
Exactly. You would think, okay, the problem they have is government is not doing enough, this one is not doing enough. But there are some people that are trying to do for you. Instead of you to embrace them and encourage them to do more for you, you have this entitlement mentality. Nigeria is the only place that I know that they feel like you owe them. You can give somebody money and they will look at the money and say, why are you giving me this? They don't even know if you are giving them out of the little you have. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of our problem is not just it's a foundational issue.
Hmm.
Our
Hmm.
problem is a foundational issue, which needs to can be corrected by having we need to change. There has to be a shift in our mindset, a shift in our mentality.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we will keep going round and round the circle.
Wow, 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 wow. Somebody said, your government, like you also said that your government is as good as the people who follow
As the
them.
people, yes.
Hannah just said paradigm shifts. Never stop doing what you're doing today. You're a solution provider. Um, you,
Those are my
I
people,
appre-
Jay,
I
Jay and
know.
Larry. I
I
love
I,
these guys.
appre- I appreciate that, and shout out to good friends and good people who are supporting the. But I also feel the pain you feel in terms of when you're doing good, and then people make it almost look like it's another stepping stone onto something else.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're not even in that zone, that could be very painful, and I know
Even
that.
if you are in that zone, even if I wanted to do politics, am I not a Nigerian?
Absolutely.
Am I not a Nigerian? So if I decide to say I want to show my capacity as a Nigerian to my people so that they know that if I get there, I will do better. Am I not a Nigerian? Can I not do it? So if you are my friend and truly you're in Nigeria that wants something good for Nigeria, you should encourage people that have good intentions to do it rather than condemning them.
Hmm.
Rather than condemning them. That is the way things can. That is the way we can see any positive change in Nigeria. Don't become a. Don't start to. Don't become a. Sorry, somebody. I'm just reading the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Somebody.
don't become an enemy to someone that could possibly bring change to your life or to the lives of other people.
Hmm.
We are not. It's not a battle between friends or between people. Let us all come together, work together to bring positive change to the country.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm tempted to keep you going, but I also need to understand that, the Father's Day, you have less than 2.5 hours to put your feet up before things go back to normal tomorrow.
It's all right, my brother. We can keep going, though. If you have any questions, I'm happy to share my knowledge.
I think again the beauty of great stories I've learned doing this is that the questions are very few
Yeah,
because people are ingrained in the story you're telling. And what you're having on the wall is a whole lot of affirmations around, the great things you're doing. Don't stop. But again, talk is cheap.
hmm
It is what it is. There's a whole lot of there's a different thing to understand where the shoe pains, and
yeah,
there's a different thing to spit out. Oh yeah, after the rain, the sun is gonna come back. All of those
yeah,
kind of things. But
yeah.
for me, I think that the feeling I get off you is that there's still a greater purpose.
Definitely, definitely.
And you said something which is key. Even if you want to go into leadership, I would not say politics. I'll say leadership because I
Yeah,
guess that's the root cause of our problem in Nigeria.
of course.
Because everybody goes into it as a politician, and then you want
Yeah,
to play that game. Um, I see you. I see you very comfortable in a place of leadership. For two reasons. One, because of the heart of purpose you've got,
yeah,
and two, because of the fact that you're passionate to give back in whichever way, either knowledge, either with using the access you've got,
yeah.
like you did with the feed my streets stuff. Now, my question is that ruled out of the game? Will it be something you consider if the level playing ground was level? Is
Yeah,
that something you consider? And what would be your advice for anybody who has that in mind,
yeah.
driven by the same purpose?
See, I strongly believe that, like I said, I'm a Christian, and I believe that some are called. I mean, all are called, and few are chosen.
Yeah,
I believe that God created some people, or He creates some people for a bigger purpose to lead. And I'm one
yeah.
of those kind of guys, which I know, regardless of what I do, It's in me. I
I,
want
s-
to do more.
I
I
see
have
that too.
sleepless nights because some people are suffering. I have sleepless nights because I don't like the situation of the country that I'm not even when I was living in England, I would so it's something that I want to serve my people. Of course. I'll gladly serve my people. I believe we should all serve. Leadership is about service. It's not just about
Yes.
lording over people. You don't lord over people. You're there to serve them. So all of us should serve at any capacity that we can. So for me, if the opportunity comes for me to serve, why not? Why not? You know, that's the best way we can, show love to God and humanity and show people the grace of God upon our lives.
Okay, so let's just touch on very quickly. Whilst you're doing all this great stuff, and then you know,
Sorry,
it's
Bobo,
absolutely fine. Don't worry, I'm going to let you go now.
no, it's okay.
It's very fine. But I just think so that we paint the complete Tunde Bally. First of all, your name is a movie name. If you are to act in a movie, they wouldn't ask you
Jackie
to
Chan.
change your name.
Yeah.
You're like starring Tunde Bally. So how do you combine all of this? Purpose, business, drive, family, being a father, being a brother, being an African man, UK, London, sorry, UK, Nigeria. How do you combine all of this on a day-to-day basis, and what's your coping mechanism?
I honestly draw my strength from God. For me, I daily, every second, every minute. I don't have power of my own to achieve the things that I achieve and to do the things that I do, and to even achieve what. Sometimes I look at my vision, I look at where I'm going, and it's a bit scary, and I feel like, dude, I need God. So my
Yes.
strength is from God. Period. Otherwise, there's no way
Hmm.
I'll be able to achieve the things that I'm achieving or be able to do the things that I'm doing. It's impossible. No man can do all of these things. Use it with your own power. We don't have the
Hmm.
capacity as human beings to achieve a lot of these things we achieve. We don't
Wow.
have the capacity. Well, I don't
It,
know. Maybe you are a Superman, but me, I don't have the capacity. So I draw my strength from God. And when I say this, I'm not saying it. I'm not a pastor. I'm saying it
yeah.
because I mean it. I meditate daily. I spend time with God. I spend a lot of time with God. A lot of time with God to ask God for direction. How should I do it? What should I do? And honestly, I just draw strength. And some things that some people might take them months to achieve. For me, it will just I'll get it done within a day, 2 days, or something will just happen. Things that even doors that I don't knock, it would open on its own accord. Not because I
Wow.
knocked them. Something will just
Yeah.
happen. So I draw my strength from God. God is a major influence and a factor in the things that I do.
And I think that again, in the world we live in, that is a brave, not brave, that is a very honest virtue we should celebrate, because a lot of people try to put God in the middle, then quote it up with a whole lot of things, his hard work and resilience and all of that. But here you are, completely diligently taking all that glory back to God, which is great. Now, my final question will be, Mr. Tunde Bally, you've done so much. Honestly, you have done so much. I respect you. I respect what you have achieved. I respect the crazy, and when I mean crazy, I mean it in a very good way. The crazy thing about this is you are nowhere near where you want to be. And that's scary. That's scarily good. Because like it's
For some other people, their whole life story is based on the things you've already said. So my final question to you is, what does your happily ever after look like? If you were to describe it to us, what will your happily ever after look like?
I want everyone that hears my name when I'm no more on this earth to say something good about me.
Hmm.
Everybody, not just the people that I know, even those that I don't know. If you hear the name Tunde Bali, let what comes out of your mouth be. I'm so glad I heard the guy was this kind of guy. I'm so glad I met him. I want to influence every soul that I come across. And that will be my happily ever after. When I'm no more, I want everybody to hear of my name and say, yes, that's it. Tunde did this in my life. Tunde did that for me. I was influenced by him. One way or the other, those I know and those I don't.
And I think that I have a strong feeling that we're gonna have this conversation again in a couple of years, but in big places and with
Amen.
big white
Amen.
seats. Because
Amen.
I think that our generation needs people like you that is not blinded with the mentality of money defines substance. People who can look money in the face and still choose purpose. And obviously, even on the wall of people who have joined, Sheyi X is saying you've already influenced a lot of people today. So you're literally on there, and I am. Maybe this is access, because when somebody somewhere becomes the president of somewhere, I'm just saying, we can have this conversation again, and then be able to look back. But because I think that you're onto something, and I think that for our generation, this is not a normal conversation.
Thank you.
A normal conversation will look like, oh, I've got $1 billion in my account and I can afford. As long as I can afford everything I need, that's fine by me. But I think for you, it's way beyond you.
Definitely.
And I think that the doors that are opening to you, that is why the whole universe is coming together to open a pathway for you. So this is one of the deep. We've had very deep conversations already on this series, but this also carries its weight in gold, because I think that everything you've said, I don't get a feeling that you're trying to fill space. There are things that you genuinely believe in, and there are things that you're genuinely sold out to achieving. And Avo Finance and all. My high points for this, it will amaze you when I tell you my high point for this interview was when you said Avo Finance is just a business. It's just a business. And that's a difficult thing for a lot of people to say, because their business is their person, and what represents them is the business. So I celebrate you.
Thank you very much.
Ever after is going to happen. We will all be part of this whole great thing happening.
Definitely.
And I can only say that I have encountered another true hustler, somebody who will not stop. And from us, even though we're small now, but from us, we can say that the next time Tunde Bally's name is mentioned, it has to be mentioned with initials after it's CHH. You are a certified hustle hero. And
thank you.
And even though that could sound for some people cheesy, I mean it really. And I think that we need to celebrate people like you a whole lot more, because people have to understand that there's a process. Yeah. And there's a point A to a point B. And we don't need to wait till point B before we start telling our stories. Right in the middle of the trench, we can also grow on hustle heroes. Somebody has given you another CFR to join to it.
Those are my people. I need to tell you something that, I'm so grateful for the people that I have in my circle of influence right now. We do everything together. We are not many. I don't have that many friends. Dele and Yan, Larry and Sheyi, Biodo and Toro, Jide and Fumi. God bless Fumi. So, my good sister, Fumi is late now. Yeah. And I have just a very few of us. We're not many. Just about 8 of us. We're couples, but we encourage each other. So every one of them are on this chat now. And that is
good. I celebrate each and every one of them for you on your behalf. Thank you, guys, because I think that Tunde is on a scale to something magnificent, something big. And of course, you need the support structure, because you can't do it all alone. So thank God for good friends who support and also support you truly. I guess your sister just joined now when we're going. Hi, Tolu. Yes, we can see your wave. Thanks for joining at the last minute, but it's all good. So Mr. Tunde Bally CHH, certified hustle hero. Thank you for taking this very seat of steel, because the hustle chair is not comfortable. Someone said nothing grows in the place of comfort. You know,
Yeah,
we keep
I
going.
agree.
Thank you for taking time out
Thank
of
you
your
so much
Father's
for
Day.
having me. I'm grateful. Thank you.
It's been an amazing. I was excited to have this interview, and I can tell you from my heart, I couldn't have wanted it better. The
Thank you so much.
quality,
Thank you.
the depth, and the passion behind all the things you shared today is so real and almost touchable, and I appreciate that. So thank you so very much. I need to also shout out your wife, because she kind of came out in your story at a lot of points. So we shout out to her, Chinelo. I know she's doing great things in fashion, both here in the UK and also back in Nigeria, for being a strong support system to you from way back even up until now. Even on this chat, she's been hyping you up all the way. So shout out to you, Chinelo. We celebrate you, and for every other person that surrounds you, and of course your lovely daughter.
Thank you
For making us know for sure that you're a father. So we celebrate every single one. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Bayo. I'm so grateful, and well done for all you doing. Well done. God bless you, bro.
Your sister just said sky is just your beginning, bro. So even at home and abroad.
Those are my people, though.
Okay, Hannah is shouting out to your wife, Chinelo. So it's all happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, Mr. Tunde Bally CHH, we celebrate you. And we know that better things are yet to come. Greater achievements are on the way. And please, whatever you do, sir, never lose your heart and never lose that sense of purpose, because that's what defines you from every other person out there. So thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
You. If I can form that hat well.
I'm using the other hand for it, so I can't get it.
We'll keep it that way.
We'll connect it. We'll connect it that way. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you so very much. And enjoy the rest of your evening. And we celebrate you. Thank you for sharing. And most importantly, thank you for being very vulnerable with us. Because you could have cooked up places, but you intentionally went in. Thank you so very much for that.
Thank you, my brother.
I'll let you go now. Have a nice evening, and then we'll connect. Yeah. Cheers. All right, good night. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of that session? What did you think of? I think that, let me just say it here, and please get me on record. I might have just interviewed a future president of Nigeria. So I don't know why, but I just get that feeling of him. So future governor, future president of Nigeria, I might have just interviewed him now. So ladies and gentlemen, frame this in memory. This happened here. And thank you all for you know hanging out with me through this great interview. Thank you so very much, sir. And thank you for being a good friend, lie_points. A shout out to you, Hannah, Tokwe, Ayotoki. I see you all, Richie Mama, Tunde. Okay. All right, cool. Everybody that joined, thank you so very much. Your feedback is really, really important to me. I really want to know what you think. Please feel free to jump into my DM. Let me know what you think we can improve, what you think we're doing right. This is a whole long journey for us, so we're not a flash in the pan. The Hustle series will sometimes be on Netflix someday, trust me. Quote me on that. Netflix presents the Hustle series, starring yours truly. All right, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and thank you for making me your Netflix, this ugly face, and Netflix for the last 1.5 hours. We'll do this again on Friday, next week Friday, 8 p.m., and then on Sunday, 8 p.m. Next week Friday is going to be hot because somebody else is coming on this seat of steel. So it's going to get fire and a whole lot more fire. But till then, hustle continua. Aluta. Victoria Asata. Have a good evening, guys. Thank you. Good night. Grab your wine. go jump on Netflix and get ready for work tomorrow. See you later, guys. Bye.